In the name of the moon, I will punish you, I guess. This was the Sailor Moon episode with longtime friend of Don't Mind If I Don't, Sarah Seeds, coming in, and Marvel Comics' own Jordan D. White, showing me why I gotta expand my anime tastes a bit. I'll get into it here, It's probably what one of the bad guys said at one point, right?
You may love a thing that I can't stand, spiders, tofu, watching Homeland. Our interests are all varying. It's fun to be contrarian, but I'll try things that you all love to see if I can rise above. But maybe there's a chance that I just won't. So in that case, don't mind if I don't.
Welcome to Don't Mind If I Don't. Hey, I'm your host, Aaron Gold. This is the show where I don't like things, and fans and experts come on and show me why I'm wrong. So, my heart can call on the power of the moon and expand, so love wins. I'm doing Sailor Moon today. I've watched more Sailor Moon in the last 48 hours than I have in my entire life, which was never a full episode before this. I've got two lovely Sailor Moon experts here with us. First up is editor for Marvel Comics and co-host of the Sailor Business podcast, Jordan D. White.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here.
Great to have you back, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, you were on the Do Mind If I Do, the first Do Mind If I Do, where you and I attempted to convince somebody to like the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they were wrong and broken in their mind.
And it's only gotten better since then, too.
Hell yeah. Black Panther, baby.
Agreed.
Also joining us is actress, writer, producer, and just all-around lovely person, not to mention the birthday girl.
Oh my God,
Sarah Seeds.
Hi, everyone.
Happy
How are you doing
birthday.
tonight? Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Actually, you were a lot of places today. You had a busy birthday.
I did have a busy birthday. This is like my fourth event of the day. Bunch of gigs in the morning, some TV stuff, and yeah, I'm exhausted, but I'm happy to be here.
And this is also like probably the latest I think I've ever recorded an episode.
Oh,
Dope.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just talking to you both has reinvigorated me. I feel awake again.
Well, it is Sailor Moon, so we needed the moon.
Yeah,
light.
I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, let's do this.
Sorry.
On a scale of 0, which is ambivalence, to blood-curdling hatred, which is -10, Sailor Moon clocks in at a -5. And here's what I don't want the focus of this discussion to be, it's such a campy show. It's so weird and ridiculous. Yeah, it is. And don't worry, I will be making fun of those things. But I really want to see if we can get someone, an adult, to like this show that did not grow up with it. Because I think nostalgia plays a big factor. But
Sure.
yeah, I'm just not very interested in it. I don't hate it. I just, it's not for me, but I hate that that's one of the shows so many people consider like popular anime.
Sure.
When I think there's much better anime out there.
Well, can I, if it's all right, I mean, I can start with some of the difficulty I had in preparing for this episode, which is,
Sure.
As you said, the premise of the show being we talk to you about why you should like it. And as I started to think about it, I went, oh, he shouldn't.
Episode's over, guys.
Yeah.
You guys have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Jordan, Sarah, do you have anything to plug?
We failed. Bye.
No, but I had reasons. I mean, it's a show that is made for very young girls, and you are a older
Watch
gentleman.
your words.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
An older gentleman.
I'll take
And
it.
so you're right. You're not the target audience. You coming upon this show at this point in your life is very unusual. And
Yeah.
it's hard to make an argument. You should like it.
Counterpoint.
You kind of should.
Counterpoint. Bronies exist. So
That's true.
I'm kind of
True.
approaching
Very
it
true.
like that.
Well,
Sarah?
Yeah, I think, I mean, personally, I can see how the show, I think itself grows in maturity as you watch it. They grow along with you as you're
Thank
watching it.
fucking God.
They grow. Their world kind of gets bigger. I feel like the problems, perhaps the villains, get a little bit more maybe sadistic. I mean, our movie's dope, so that's right away pretty serious. And I don't know if you enjoyed that more than the series, but we'll talk about that. But I do feel like as the show goes on, it did grow along with its viewers. I know it was only it's 5 seasons, but I do feel like the themes got way more mature as they went on. A lot of death and rebirth. That's even more. I know that happens in season 1, but it gets more and more prevalent. And I feel like you get really attached to characters and you literally watch them turn, or a lot of really cool things. I don't know. I just feel like it gets a little bit more serious as not serious, but more mature is the best word for it. There's, gender roles are swapped. There's gender flipping. There's all sorts of crazy stuff that happens later.
Well, maybe you guys can convince me to watch more, because here's what I watched based on the combined information and recommendations of both of you. I watched the first episode, which I will admit was not as bad as I thought.
Right. Excellent.
It's still not for me, but I got a little intrigued at the story.
Right.
Then I skipped ahead to episode 34, The Shining Silver Crystal. Then episode 45 and 46, the sailor soldiers die, and then they don't. And then I watched the Sailor Moon R movie. And since that is all I've seen, I gotta ask by the way, total spoiler alert for all Sailor Moon
sorry,
stuff.
Guys.
With Sailor Moon R, because we jumped ahead in the story here, and I don't know how much. Who is this pink-haired girl, and why does she have a floating robot cat head?
Oh, Chibiusa.
Love it.
Okay.
I say love it. I sort of hate that character, but
she's my least favorite character.
Oh, she's the worst.
I hate her.
But here, I think this is a little bit of the in for you, because when you break down what Sailor Moon is, obviously it's a very different kind, but it is just a superhero story. And I know you like those.
That's fair.
The difference between Sailor Moon and Spider-Man isn't that vast. Like, it's a lot of details are different and their styles are different. But in the end, she is a teenage superhero who has to deal with responsibility she's not ready for, but steps up to it anyway. But who's that character? In another very comic book move, she is Sailor Moon and her boyfriend's daughter from the future who has come back in time to learn from her.
What?
Yes. And when Sailor Moon, when Usagi is, or Serena, whoever, what do you like the dub names, Jordan? Do you like the original?
I will admit that I only watched the dubs.
Okay.
But which dub did you watch? What did they call?
Oh,
Sailor Moon,
right. What did they
identity?
call her?
Usagi.
Okay.
Oh, the newer one. Got it.
In the original dub from the 90s, they all had Americanized names. And so since that's where I learned the show, I've having watched it for Sailor Business, I call her Usagi more and more. But in my heart of hearts, she's always Serena to me.
Okay. So, yeah, I know. It's hard sometimes because that was the one we saw, was the Serena and Darian, all these, like, awesome names that were very 90s and very, like, I don't know. Why were they were kind of crazy names, though, actually. Like, I didn't know anyone named Serena. Like, who came up with these names?
That's true, although I think I've made the connection at certain points that there's the idea of serenity and the moon. Isn't there like a sea of serenity or something like that? So it does connect a bit.
Cool. So back to Chibiusa. She
and more importantly, her floating robot cat head.
Yeah, it's Luna P. It's like how Luna is Usagi.
Luna is the black
guardian
cat.
of Usagi.
There are two
Usagi's
cats,
guardian.
a black one and a white one, and one of them used a computer and was adorable.
Right.
Yes.
And this is a kind of a big spoiler, but Chibiusa has a big, not really, but has a big connection with Sailor Pluto, who's one of the outer senshi. He's like the guardian, the gatekeeper of time.
Oh.
Sailor Pluto. She's the oldest one, too. Her name's Setsuna, and she's freaking gorge. And she calls Chibiusa a small lady, and they have this really cool connection. And when she talks to Luna P, it's really Sailor Pluto communicating with her as well. You don't find that out until later.
Okay, so in the Sailor Moon VR, at one point that robot cat head turns into a gun, like a handgun, and this child fires a gun.
That she actually does that in her very first appearance. She turns it into a gun and points it at her mother.
Yeah.
And she also uses it to make hypno tea that brainwashes people at one point. And
cool.
Yeah. To put it in terms that you're familiar with, Chibiusa is Cable, and Luna P is like the professor computer.
So basically she can do anything and is super powerful, but also like just her powers are vaguely defined as whatever fits the narrative.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, all of the Sailor Scouts have that aspect to them in that their powers are not 100% clearly defined. They have like special moves they do, and then they sometimes level up and they get better ones.
Yeah.
So wait. So the powers are never clearly defined? Because that's one of my questions. Like,
what do you mean by clearly defined?
What can they do?
Well, they're clearly defined in that...
I get they each have like an element or something.
Yeah, their element is defined, and visually it's defined. But yeah, there's Venus Love Me chain is a little, it's a chain,
right?
But it doesn't make people love her. But she's Sailor V, so Venus, so it's like the goddess of love. They do borrow some from Roman mythology, obviously, a lot.
Yeah. By the way, why is Sailor Mercury not Sailor Neptune? Because Mercury is hot, and yet she's the water one.
And she makes things cold at certain points too. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
and
Mars
I don't have
is
a
the
good
fire
answer.
one. Do you mean Mercury? Like, oh, you mean just planet-wise?
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
Oh, yeah. I think, to me, honestly, when I was growing up with it, I was so into. I was taking Latin, and I was so into Roman gods and goddesses, and it really does line up with a lot of the different Roman gods when you think about. Mars or Apollo, he's the fire war god. If you think of Mercury, it's the blue sidekick who's smart. So when it comes to, to be honest, like I was thinking about also the planets themselves but we also, sadly, Pluto's, I don't like saying this, not a planet anymore or whatever.
I mean, don't push your politics on
I know.
me.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't want to believe it. So things have changed since the 90s. So what we know about the planets isn't, we're forward in that. But I was always thinking like about how it really represents like Roman gods or Greek gods too, because they're both borrowed. Romans are borrowed from Greek.
Yeah, I mean, and the moon's not a planet either, so it's fine.
Right.
Part of the reason I recommended the episodes that I did recommend are that, to me, Sailor Moon has a vast cast. It's got the 5 core members. It's got Chibi Moon. It's got, as she mentioned, Pluto there's a Sailor Pluto, a Sailor Uranus, Sailor Neptune, Sailor Saturn, and then crazier sailors beyond that that we don't have to get into just yet. But to me, I always go back to the core of Sailor Moon herself, who I think is pretty amazing and kind of revolutionary as a superhero. I don't remember if she says this in episode 1, and hopefully she did. But if not, she says it a bunch early in the series when she's the only scout. They talk about her favorite things are eating, sleeping, and taking the easy way out. And that's not your traditional superhero persona.
Also, I think Sarah and I briefly talked about this before I pressed record. We both hate her.
What?
Yeah, I don't love her. I wouldn't say hate. She's my, well, yeah.
I will.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. I hate Chibiusa.
I hate Chibiusa too.
She's fucking awful. I love Chibi. We'll go into that later though. But Chibiusa is just yuck. But Chibiusa kind of represents to me the part of Usagi or Serena that I don't really like. It's that I do like her childish essence, but sometimes the immaturity sometimes gets a little bit.
It's not even the immaturity. She's a fucking idiot.
Sure, but it is.
She is such an idiot, and yet she's the team leader, and everybody's always like, "Oh, better protect Sailor Moon." Who is the one that fucks up everyone's plans. Meanwhile, Jupiter and Mars are out there kicking ass, taking names, doing stuff like actual superheroes.
Mars is my favorite inner senshi. She's my fave.
Mars and Jupiter.
In the inner senshi, I prefer the outers more, but I love Mars is my favorite when it comes to the originals.
So you said that she's the leader, and she is. But if she's the leader through some weirdness. She's not the leader because they have a vote and they go, "Hey, who's the best leader?" Oh, it's Sailor Moon. She's the leader because 2 reasons. One is that she's the Moon Princess, so that's kind of a monarchic thing.
I just want to put a pin in that real quick when I say what, and then we'll go back to it in a moment. What's the other reason?
The other reason is because is one of the other things I love about her, which is that she is she's the heart of the team in that they each have superpower powers, but they also each have like an augmented kind of power even in their normal life. Like Sailor Mercury is super smart, Sailor Jupiter is super strong, Sailor Venus is very athletic, and Sailor Mars is also a psychic.
She's dope.
Yeah, she's dope.
She can talk to spirits.
Mars and Jupiter, they can hang.
They're awesome.
So then what is Sailor Moon's superpower? And the answer is friendship.
Love.
And I know that doesn't sound like
Fuck
a superpower.
you.
No, but here's the thing. It really is. Now, you watched the Sailor...
I saw the movie, and I saw the clips where they were thinking about, like, oh, yeah, her friendship is what brought us together. And,
Wow.
Because it was so ham-fisted. It's like they typed the script with, like, hooves.
I feel like my hate is, maybe I'm masochistic. It's like... whatever. But when I watch the show, she does annoy me incessantly. Mm-hmm. But I kind of enjoy that you get to, again, I'm all about growth. Like, what is up with me tonight? I don't know. But like later she becomes queen, this ruler that's you get to see what she's like in the future. And she's extremely poised. And you also see what her mother was like in her past. And you kind of get somewhat of a weird respect for her because it's somehow incredible how much of a fucking idiot she is in real life, but yet she manages to pull some shit off.
Yeah, right. What is this moon princess thing?
Okay, so 1,000 years ago, there was a kingdom on the moon that ruled the galaxy.
Yeah.
And her mother was the queen of that. Queen, I want to say Queen Serenity, but I think that's from the dub.
Millennia, right? Or no?
I don't remember what her name is in Japanese, but at any rate, she was the queen of the galaxy. And she looks almost exactly like Sailor Moon, but her hair is more pale.
Okay.
And she's taller.
Yeah.
Usagi was the princess of that kingdom. The other scouts were her guards, like her warrior guards, basically. And Tuxedo Mask was her lover, the prince of the earth, or the king of the earth, the prince of the earth.
I think he was the prince of the earth. I don't think he was king yet.
Yeah, Prince Endymion.
Yeah.
And they got attacked a zillion years ago. There was a big battle, and they all died. But using the silver crystal, her mother sent all the Sailor Scouts to be reborn on Earth. And it's been a zillion years, and now they've been reborn.
Ah.
So Queen Beryl, that redheaded cray-cray lady, I don't know if she probably was in...
She was in 45 and 46 in the first episode.
She's the one who did that back in the day. There's a more... They kind of retcon it a little bit later in the show, but let's just say, for all intents and purposes, she's the one who did it.
Why'd she wait 1,000 years?
I think she... Well, you can answer that if you want, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Was there a reason? I don't know.
I think she was gathering... She was pretty weak.
I love that Sarah just was like, you know what? I can't answer this one. I'm going to go to the guy who... Oh, okay. All right.
I just wanted to hear what he thought because I felt like maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. He has a podcast, everyone. It's about Sailor Moon. I don't. But basically, I think she's also getting her strength back, and she's gathering her team, like Jadeite, Malachite. I mean, I think she kind of... and I love that they're like mineral names. I just love that.
All the villains are minerals.
I love that. And I love that...
Listen, I'm a Steven Universe fan first. I'll be rooting for them minerals.
Them mins.
Steven Universe, heavily, heavily inspired by Sailor Moon.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what? It's the difference between an all-ages show and a kid's show. Steven Universe is truly an all-ages show. Anyone can enjoy. And when they go for the schlock, they sell it well and maturely.
I don't know why, but I feel like Sailor Moon is one of those things when you watch it, because I've rewatched the entire series probably 5 times, and I bridge it every about 4 or 5 years. And I feel like the older I've gotten, the more it's resonated with me, especially again as the show continues. The way that there's I guess I'm going to say some stuff, but Chibiusa becomes a woman. And she becomes like this malicious person. Saturn, especially Hotaru. I don't know what her dub name is, because honestly, after I watched the dub back in the day, just the first 2 seasons when they were on like Toonami, and then after that, I was strictly subtitles. I
think they keep her name as Hotaru. Oddly enough,
that's a great name. It means firefly, and she's like the one that's she's the Sailor Senshi or Sailor Soldier. That is all about rebirth, and there's some crazy stuff that goes down. But one of her only attack other than defense is kills everything, her included.
Sailor
Saturn. This is by season 3. when you have Sailor Neptune, my favorite, Sailor Uranus kind of come into play, and then Hotoro comes into play and her weird crazy scientist doctor. Things get really serious and really disturbing. And I don't think that's as kiddish as like, but I still find the Sailor Moon R movie pretty disturbing, and I still find that some of the rebirth elements are pretty.
What I liked most about Sailor Moon R is that I did not like I need a good fight scene generally in my animes, and all the fighting that I watched in these Sailor Moon episodes and stuff was bad. Sailor Moon R was closer to what I wanted.
Because it was villain of the week.
It was villain of the week, but that doesn't villain of the week you can do and still do well if you have stakes, if you have variety, if you have like ups and downs in your course of battle. It's not just big attack. Well, I'll do my big heart thing. The big heart thing isn't working. Everyone, let's come together. Big heart. We loved to win.
But you don't like all the titty monsters?
The what?
The titty monsters? Every single monster in like season 1 is like a titty monster.
I am a 30-year-old man who grew up on anime and animation. I'm used to titty monsters.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
In season 3, there's a villain that she was describing earlier, Professor Tomoe, and the way that the monsters that he sends out work are he grabs an object, puts it into this magic oven, imbues it with properties, and it comes out as a hot chick version of that object.
Yeah, it's awesome. It just completely becomes mentally literally, my favorite season is probably season 3. But and I love R too, but I think season 3 is probably my fave. And I love Stars, but whatever. It's campy, but it's amazing. But yeah, I think by season 3 it really kind of gets extremely dark and very disturbing, and it's got like weird daddy daughter shit going on. It's got like just like what it means to be a woman at a certain age. It's just really crazy.
Season 3 is really good.
Yeah, it's the best one.
I do want to talk about later seasons that I didn't watch in a bit, but I feel like we're ignoring the elephant dressed as a schoolgirl in the corner of the room and claiming that it's not an elephant when everyone can look at that schoolgirl elephant and say like, no, you're an elephant. Why can no one tell the difference between Usagi and Sailor Moon or all these people or the Moon Princess? Like, they look the exact fucking same.
It's Clark Kent.
Trope.
Superman.
No, it is not. It is not Clark Kent without the glasses, and I will fight you on this one because
the same thing.
Right.
It is not, because that you read All-Star Superman. There is a difference between Clark Kent and Superman. There is, at least he does a little swirl with his hair and takes off glasses. Her hair is the exact same, and no one else in the planet has that hair.
But
the biggest difference, well, that's not true. There are others. But the biggest difference between Clark Kent and Superman and Usagi and Sailor Moon is there is magic involved in what happens to Usagi and Sailor Moon.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, it's a fact.
I have
she
face blindness.
Power.
I have face blindness, and I would even still be like, oh, same hair. You're Sailor Moon.
But
you wouldn't, because the magic would stop you.
Yeah, it's a veil. And like you don't expect like a bunch of like I think it's season 1 they're like middle schoolers to be saving the freaking day.
So Aaron, I compared it to Spider-Man earlier, and we compare it to sometimes X-Men tropes at certain points. But the other thing that I think Sailor Moon shares so much in common with, and I don't know if you like this thing or not, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I very much like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I have conflicted feelings about Joss Whedon now that, shit came out. But yeah, I like Buffy.
Buffy and Sailor Moon, again, they share a lot of superficial traits, but then they also share a lot of, I think, more serious traits. Now, Buffy's more of a popular girl than Sailor Moon is, but she is kind of a non-traditional hero. She's, again, not that smart of a character, except that she becomes smarter in strategy and in the battle and things through the course of the show. You have very much a Willow-like character. You have very much some, like the fact that they accumulate the Scooby Gang. You have the magically appearing younger girl partway through the series. You have the stick in the mud person who's trying to teach them how to do their job, who in the original dub, by the way, the one thing I say is completely superior about the original dub is that Luna had a an older woman
a
British
British woman
accent.
voice like this. Oh, you sucky. Serena, don't Serena. Like that.
Was
she
wonderful.
was like literally like that. That's why I can't watch the newer one because I remember the cat. I was like, what is going on with Luna
Yes.
right there?
Well, what?
And
By the way,
Artemis was like this.
what about who are these cats?
They're
talking
around,
cats, and they've got moons on their faces.
They were around in the Moon Kingdom.
Yeah.
I haven't in my rewatch for the show from the podcast. I haven't gotten to the part where they explain what they are, but my understanding is that they're from a cat planet.
Yeah, I think they're like their familiars in a way.
Hold
like
on one second.
guardians.
I just want to get this clean.
They're from a cat planet.
Are they from a cat
That was
planet?
me.
Why don't I remember that?
Pouncing
'Cause
my
I
head
would
against
love a
my
cat
microphone.
planet.
That's my understanding. Now, honestly, that's something that our listeners have told us because it's something I think that is made more clear in the manga.
Sure.
The manga, that's something else I should tell you about. The manga blasts through the story so much faster than the TV show does.
Good, because it moves so slow.
That's a big criticism that manga fans have of the show, is that the show is a lot of filler. I don't have that much of a problem with filler a lot of the time. I enjoy shows that are a little repetitive. Like, for example, House. I think House is an amazing show. Is every show in the exact same formula of when the breakthrough comes? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I did not like House.
I love it. We mentioned Law and Order before we recorded. I love Law and Order. I think it's great.
Did an episode about it.
No.
So
Yeah,
how do you feel about it now?
Better. Like, it's
Okay.
very well acted. Mariska
it is.
Haggerty is like, holy crap. It's
Hargitay,
Hargitay,
but yeah,
sorry.
Haggerty.
Yeah, she is.
Haggard.
So she is
He
defo
said it.
not.
I didn't say that. She's awesome.
That's
She's
true.
a goddess.
Moon Prism Power.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you're distracted by my veil. Magic wins. Love wins. Hooray.
Nice.
I can understand. I know from my rewatching, I did get a little. I do think that the villain of the week stuff sometimes does get very repetitive, but I do like how in season 1 with her generals that it would break up the. I know you didn't watch it in succession, the first one, but first season, but it's broken up by her Jedi, Malachite, Zoisite, like all of her generals kind of break it up with like a boss battle. And when you were talking about how much the battles kind of weren't that great in the beginning, a lot of that has to do with animation and everything else.
True.
But the fight with the Jedi, that's the first kind of boss, and they fight him in this like airport. And I loved that shit. I remember getting chills watching it just because it was so compared to the villains of the day, it was such a leap up, like a boss battle. It was almost like when you play a video game and you're like, these guys are fucking easy. Like, this is whatever. I'm getting used to the formula though. I'm getting used to the way it's working. And then you get to that boss fight and you get like chills because it's such a step up. And there's something about how Sailor Moon's the show is able to take these important villains, whether they're sidekicks, whatever, and they're not villains of the day, and they just seem so much more powerful, and the fights are so much more personal and more creative.
Well, okay, let me know if the fights graduate from this, because here's what I saw in literally half of the things you guys recommended I watched that I did watch.
Plead.
Yeah, you did recommend I watch 2 later episodes, but in my defense, I watched
5 later episodes.
two later episodes.
Okay.
I have the email or the Facebook message. Here's how half those fights ended. Usagi, Sailor Moon, is being fucking useless and giving up and crying and forgetting that, hey, you're supposed to fucking do your job. Everyone else is getting taken out while they're protecting her for no reason. And then a large sharp thing comes for her, and at the last second, Tuxedo Mask gets impaled. This happened multiple times.
He does get impaled a lot.
How many times does he get impaled throughout this series?
A bunch.
At least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And how many of those are from him just saving her ass, her useless ass?
Probably. Well, I would.
How
not
do they
agree with
all
the
die
useless
from
part, but
saving her
probably all.
ass?
All of them. Great. Okay, cool.
Let's think about it. I mean, they're saving the world, but in essence, they're protecting her because she is the most powerful. Sadly enough.
So does it move on past that? The answer is yes and no. The biggest move is that yes, over time she does get better at her job in that she cries less.
Yeah.
As the show goes on.
Good, because it's every 10 minutes.
And listen, you don't
Can
have
you
to...
definitively tell me I'm wrong on that? Can you definitively say that I was being hyperbolic?
Well, no, it's a 20-minute show without commercials, so that's twice an episode. That's possible.
And she cries a lot, so yeah. I mean,
but again, she goes through a lot. You don't go through that much, man.
You don't know me.
I do, actually.
Are you a magical girl?
I
knew it.
I live
That's
my
why I agreed
truth.
to do this.
It's 2018. I can be whatever I want to be.
So she cries less as it goes on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are other parts of it that don't change. In that, so like I said, they upgrade their powers, but their powers are always going to be like a pre-recorded attack that they use over and over and over and over.
Oh my God, they keep doing in the name of the moon, I will punish you. Like
they do that
animation.
for the whole series.
Yeah. Does it ever update?
Yeah.
A little.
It updates in that it is the same like phrase, and I don't know, to me I love it because I'm like, yes, she's going to do it. I don't know. It's so,
yeah.
But as the show goes on and she's like, her costumes are upgraded, the animations are different, and the backgrounds change, the way I don't know. It's just, it does change.
In addition, a lot of people criticize, again, we're talking about, I love the show so deeply in my heart. It has flaws. I'm not going to say that it doesn't.
We all know it has flaws. We're
Season
saying if nostalgia can be overcome here, if someone who does not have that can get through it, and
totally
one of the things that's blocking that, and it's the other elephant in the room who has been changing for the last 10 minutes, and no one has interrupted this elephant while it's been changing for 10 minutes. How long are these fucking transformation scenes?
Okay.
Are they just trying to fill time? The thing I loved most about all the Sailor Moon stuff I watched was that in Sailor Moon R, Usagi tries to transform twice and twice gets interrupted. Like, that was great. And at one point she does it in front of a bad guy and the bad guy's like, no. And then he just grabs the thing that's stopping her transforming. I'm like,
That's
good.
unusual.
Great. That at least happened once. I can rest easy knowing that has happened once.
So how long do they take? I think, again, if you want to headcanon it to say that they're relatively instantaneous, if you're not the one transforming, you can do that. That being said, there probably are episodes where they cut between them and the villain, something happening. So that's probably not true.
And as there's more characters and there's more senshi or more soldiers, they can't show them all the time doing that, so they don't do it as much. I know Sailor Moon is featured when she transforms because but I do feel like as a whole it's not as, because it's not just two of them anymore.
But you know what? It's still pretty egregious. So I'm in the process of, because I don't want to lie to you. I do believe for sure that a big part of it is saving money. 100%.
Yeah, no.
In any given
early
episode.
animation, I'm willing to give. That's not one you have to sell me on. I'm willing to let go. Early days of modern animation, reusing the same clip, even though you can hear the sound change differently in the background when they reuse that early clip. It's fine, whatever. Don't try to sell me on that. That I let that go.
We're in the middle of season 4 right now, which I am sad to say is a bit of a clunker of a season.
It's the worst one.
What?
In my opinion, it's the worst. Super.
Oh no! Is the plot jump the shark?
So here's what it's about. I'll give you the quick version. The plot of this season is that Pegasus is hiding in someone's dream, and there seems to be a love affair between Pegasus and the pink-haired Chibi Moon, that they're kind of secretly in love with each other, and a giant crazy circus called the Dead Moon Circus, which is a really awesome name.
They're actually cool, somewhat.
Well, they are kind of cool sometimes, but they're seeking out Pegasus in what ends up being like incredibly, incredibly creepy,
circus
gross, like pickup artisty gross ways.
I don't see how what's gross or over the top about a horse wanting to fuck a little girl. Like
that's not the creepy part.
Okay, yeah. That's one of his forms, but he's like a little boy like her.
That's worse.
That
is arguably worse.
Like he's her age when he becomes a. Well, no, that's not true.
This isn't a Stephen King book. You can't do that and then get away with it. Like it's not all right.
Well, keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, so like in any given episode, they'll have a transformation or two, like not or two. When I say or two, I mean they'll show a couple of scouts.
You mean 12? Yeah.
But they'll show them all at once, so it doesn't take the whole transformation time of each of them. And then they'll do a bunch of
playlist.
stuff. They'll have a bunch of hijinks where the monster's attacking them. And then somebody will say, now, Chibi Moon. And Chibi Moon will do a summoning attack to summon Pegasus. And then Pegasus shows up, and then Sailor Moon can then do her special attack to kill the monster.
It's like a summon from Final Fantasy. Like he just becomes the OP attack. And so then, and the only time Usagi even attacks in the fourth one, Sailor Moon stops attacking by herself. She only does it with Chibi Moon.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
They become this pairing. I don't know what, to be honest, like the worst part about it to me was you come from season 3 where you're learning about these really incredible characters and it's really twisted and it's really creative. And then it just turns the right turn and you get to be with the character you hate the most the whole time.
You'd like season 3, I think, Aaron, because season 3 is, first of all, it's very good. But second of all, it's what we called it the X-Force season because in this version, the Sailor Scouts are the X-Men and they're going, no, like we do what's right all the time. And then there's these new scouts that show up and they go, in order to solve this problem, we're going to have to kill somebody. And then Sailor Moon's like, no, you can't kill somebody. And they're like, sometimes you just got to kill somebody. And that's what we're going to have to do.
Okay, so this is okay. I don't have a number for you right now, but in terms of how the story grows, because I was intrigued by the story from the first episode, and then when I jumped ahead to like 34 and 45, I'm just like, wow, I missed a lot of plot.
Yeah,
and I'm somewhat intrigued by it.
Good.
I can see myself reading the full Wikipedia like summary of all these seasons and having a good time. So. I don't know what number we're at yet. You've got me on story somewhat, but I do have a couple other clarifying questions that I just gotta get known first.
Okay.
What are Tuxedo Mask's powers, and what is his whole deal? Is he just fast and throws pointy roses, and that's it? And he can summon a top hat?
Do you want to start this off? He's got a few powers, so you go ahead and start.
Doesn't he turn into Moonlight Knight too? He's like this Arabian man.
Fuck you.
Wait.
He laughs.
Don't ruin this for him.
He turns into an Arabian. Okay, sorry, hold on.
No,
I totally
no.
lost you, Jordan. He like ripped the things out, so mine came out too. Okay, now we're back.
I had to walk away from all of this.
Okay.
1 second, my headphones fell.
I forgot about that, but when he was talking about his powers, I was like, I feel like he gets even more lame at some point. And
Wait.
Jordan, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Damn
it. A moment. I did
a
little
completely.
stunt.
His headphones are now.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, he's back.
Hi. So
Hi.
no, that was misleading.
Okay.
Now the real version isn't that much better. The real version of the Moonlight Knight is that he's like the personification of his love for her after his memory gets erased.
Ugh.
But let's put that aside for a moment.
My God, your voice.
You asked about Tuxedo Mask's powers, not
That's
Moonlight
true.
Knight's powers.
Oh
Tuxedo-
my God. Fuck.
Tuxedo Mask's powers.
Just to clarify,
are,
Moonlight Knight is the guy is Tuxedo
He's
Mask,
so brief, but he's something else.
but he's the one with the cape and the shoulder armor and the sword.
No, that's Prince Endymion. That's when he's his like.
but
that's
they're
his
all
past.
the same fucking guy, right?
Mhm.
Well, Moonlight Knight is like Moonlight Knight can appear in the same room as Darien or as Memoru because he's not physically him. He's like part of his psyche or something. But again, let's put that aside because that's a weird. First of all, also in addition to being weird, that's also a thing that they made up for the anime. That's not in the original.
Yeah, that
manga
was-
at all.
Hold on one second. Just to clarify.
Oh God.
So Moonlight
This isn't
Knight
helping.
is the psyche, the splintered psyche of one of the main badass characters. Jordan, you work for Marvel Comics. That's Moon Knight.
It is kind of Moon
That
Knight.
is Moon
Oh
Knight.
my God.
And
That's
he
Mark
wears a white
Spector.
costume.
Yeah.
So we should sue.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you saw the episode where they all die, right?
Yeah.
And then they undie. It's after that none of them remember anything about being Sailor Scouts or Tuxedo
Yeah.
Mask, and that's when the Moonlight Knight stuff happens.
Yeah, because I didn't know if
you
they're
wanna
going to
know
make
what
another
Tuxedo Mask's
season.
powers are. Well, first of all, his biggest power is he has like a Sailor Moon is in danger sense. So he can sense when she's in danger, and like it like forces him to transform into Tuxedo Mask.
Okay.
He's strong and he's fast. He's very athletic. He has an extendo cane.
True.
A cane that like can extend to a length and hit
You
people,
don't need to explain extendo cane.
Just
It's
making
pretty
sure.
much in the title. And I've seen
throws-
Dragon Ball Z. Like, I know this trope, and I'm
It's
fine
a hammer.
with
No, I'm just kidding.
Good. He throws roses, and the roses he throws definitely have some sort of magical property to them because they can do things like slice through things and embed themselves into rock and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that.
shop.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
sharp. It's
shop.
like throwing darts, but with flair.
Yeah.
It's questionable whether he can fly, but you know what? It's questionable whether the Sailor Scouts can fly because sometimes, one time at least, they just show them flying, and you're like, "What?" But let's say most of the time they can't fly. So let's say they can't fly.
They glide. They all glide very well.
We all glide down here.
In addition, nice. In addition,
That's my second It reference, and
Yeah, I
I've
was
never
like,
read
"You'll
it
float
or
too,
seen
you'll
it.
float too."
Oh, you should. It's wonderful.
No,
But
I
you
don't like
horror movies.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
It's one of the first episodes.
Huh.
It's still great. Anyway, he also is rich.
Yeah.
You know
And
what?
he's an orphan.
I can't. He's Batman. Great.
Yes,
he's Batman.
that's-
No,
He
he's still
is.
Moon Knight. He's still Moon Knight. He's still goddamn Mark Spector.
Moon Knight is kind of Batman, though. So
Yeah, but like this is Moon Knight is Batman, and the Marvel's admitting it.
He's like an
but-
amalgam, though, of like fantasies, what they thought, like what they think girls are like. They're like, oh, wow, he's like older and he's got his shit together and he's kind of moody and he's like rich and da da da. I feel like they were kind of making kind of like I don't know, just the perfect guy. And he's got a lot more to him that you find out later.
So, I listen, I feel like it would be irresponsible of me not to mention this, which is that they did a gross thing in the anime. In the manga, it's very explicit that Mamoru is in high school.
Yeah.
And then they made the anime and said, you know what would be better if he was in college? And so, yeah, it's a middle school girl dating a college guy, and that's not ideal.
Oh, I didn't realize she was in middle school.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That's why
She's
like no
14.
one really recognizes
She's
him.
14,
Yeah.
and he's
Well, that's
Right,
oh,
14
boy.
is high school, though.
No wonder in Sailor Moon R, like
Why was
she goes in for a kiss, and he's like looking all over his shoulders and everywhere before he almost reciprocates and then doesn't.
I mean, they're destined moon lovers, so
From
there
back
is
in
like
the day.
a fate
Reincarnated
there.
lovers. Yeah.
What is the public's view of the Sailor Scouts in this world fucking up monsters and shit?
Great question. Unclear. So there, you mentioned earlier Sailor V. So Sailor Venus was the first Sailor Scout, even though they don't show that in the show. In fact, no, you know what they do? Because I think in the first
Yeah,
episode,
they do.
she's a fan of Sailor V. So
Yeah.
Sailor V was a superhero first, and somehow, and they don't address this, how this happened, but somehow she has like a merchandise franchise. She has video games based on her. She has
Yeah.
anime being made of her. They have lots of toys of her.
You know how, though? Because she had Artemis, dude. He's the brains of the operation. She got the cool cat. I love Luna, too. But Artemis is, like, really smart. I think he just, like, showed up and was like, I know what we can
Franchise.
do. Franchise.
Licensing.
Sizzlers everywhere we'll have.
My favorite moment in all of these Sailor things that I watched was in the Sailor Moon R movie.
Yeah.
Artemis, the white kitty.
Yeah.
Goes like, hold on, and then you see him just clicking on a computer, and it brings up like 3 programs, and then he's made this whole like animation that
Yep.
shows things, and then he just says, "I used the computer earlier." I'm like, "Oh, kitty." Who taught you to be so smart, kitty? You're using the computer
love
like your
him.
people.
Yeah, he's, like, super smart, and I feel like he's...
It's a literal catfish.
He is... Oh my god! See,
That's
now
the
I
line?
should throw.
Fuck you.
See that I don't own this. I don't own these headphones or this mic. I can't throw anything, so I can't hit anything.
No, but I don't think that after Moon, Prism, Power,
Okay.
all that, you guys get to call me on catfishing here. By the way,
What's
are
wrong
they?
with Moon Prism Power?
Yeah,
It's just a little.
you can be mad
bit
about Moonlight
much.
Night. What the hell's wrong with some prism power?
I don't.
It's sparkly.
It's fine.
magic.
It's fine. It's fine.
She's a girl who's kind of a weakling in real life, and she's got this hidden power.
I'm as a liker of anime. I've resigned myself to the whole shouting out the names of your moves as you do them,
Sure.
saying it's still happening
this
in My
is
Hero
kind of the thing
Academia.
that made
it's
that
fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had a project where I was trying to write a magical girl story, but I was recasting it as ridiculous sci-fi instead of magic. And in that version, she had to call out these transformation and attack names because they were voice activated nanites that were doing these things, and they had to be weird word combinations so she would never say them accidentally in conversation.
Fuck yes,
Wow,
Jordan.
I love that.
I want to read or hear or experience this. This sounds awesome.
That's incredible.
Yes. Justify this trope. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Well, don't they say when Luna, even from episode 1, when she's like, this is the phrase that you say, like, don't you have to have like a certain intent and then say the phrase, and that's the only way that the attack goes off? It's not just the phrase; it's like the intent as well, correct?
Probably, but why would she say?
Yeah, dude.
I
crack cocaine.
I know I started this, but I don't care.
Oh, sorry.
Like,
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're all being very lovely as I attack this thing you adore. Are they saying makeup when they
Yes.
transform?
Yeah.
Yes, for two
English.
reasons. One is that I think the original transformation things were they were pens, right?
Yes.
But they did at some point have compacts
Yeah.
that they use for things. And also one of the first things that happens when they transform is that their nails get done. And I was always like, they should totally be like Mercury power and then stop and be like, I just wanted a manicure.
Yeah, I just literally Mercury pat. You don't say the full thing. You just get the nails. Yeah, I mean, I think it's something to do with like a lot of the phrases they say are in English.
That is also true. Yeah.
Even in the dub?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I guess
the
that's
sub.
popular in like.
oh yeah, you
songs
didn't
and
see the
stuff.
sub, yeah, because they just
Yeah.
they say basically all.
Oh,
The
yeah.
planet of power, make up. Like she says that. Like, sorry, that might not be
That
okay.
is- do you want to take that
Sorry.
again and I can just
no,
edit that out?
just forget it.
Are you sure? I'm offering you to edit that one out.
Oh, but I'm just like literally mimicking it. I'm not
That's
making
fair.
fun of it.
I
It's
think you're
literally
doing
what
okay.
she sounds. It's amazing. I love when I can't watch the dub because of it. I love when they say
Now,
their.
please forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn because I don't want to. I feel bad. One of the things on Sailor Business that I should mention, especially for anybody who hasn't heard it, we have a guest on every episode, and we always have a female guest because we definitely were like, because the two hosts are me and Chris Sims, both of whom are dudes, and we were like, we don't want to do a show that is 3 dudes talking about what they think of Sailor Moon. That is wrong.
Fair.
So
Sure.
forgive me if I don't want to be like quote unquote mansplaining Sailor Moon, but one of the things that our fans have talked to us about Sailor Moon and that they love about Sailor Moon is that it does embrace very feminine things while still being adventuresome and badass, like especially in the character of Sailor Jupiter, who is, like we said, fucking kick ass. Like she's
Yeah.
the strongest scout. She physically
You don't have to
can
sell me on Jupiter. Jupiter and Mars, like I loved
Dope.
those characters. Like I would watch their adventures.
Spin-off? Yeah.
Like yeah,
But
no, they were great. Mercury was cool. Venus, I could take or leave, but like
But I don't
was
know
all
if
about
you
Jupiter
got-
and Mars.
But I don't know if you got from that episodes or these episodes or not. I don't remember what the details they cover about Jupiter are. Like, in addition to being super kick-ass, she's also really super feminine. Like, her 2 favorite things are like
Cooking.
being big and fighting and cooking. And,
Yeah.
and, like
Awesome.
pining after dudes who
Yeah.
remind her of her ex-boyfriend.
Okay, so maybe it's not problematic. Maybe I was just looking at it.
I think it's
okay,
more
fair. I'll let
just
that go.
everybody's kind of everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and I think those are all multifaceted. And a lot of women are we have different strengths and weaknesses and interests that don't necessarily make us weaker; they just make us more interesting.
And more multidimensional.
Yes.
And again, I know you guys, the fact that you guys both hate Usagi makes me so sad because I love her. Like, she is by far my favorite Sailor Scout by 1,000,000%.
Sarah and I just locked eyes and shook our heads.
No.
Like I know you're coming in over Skype right now, but we had a moment of agreeing to disagree
But I
with
don't-
you.
But I don't hate her like Chibiusa. Like, I like that she's the main character for, like I said, for kind of masochistic reasons. I like that she's kind of is a mess, and we get to see her be
Right.
badass and then a mess. I do like that about her. So I don't.
Now I was going to say that is actually also similar to Buffy because I know a lot of people are like,
Yes.
oh, Buffy's like my least favorite character on Buffy. I I like Sailor Moon a lot more as a character than I like Buffy personally, but I also like that that she is a flawed hero because.
Hold on, because that I feel like is not a fair assessment, because I love a flawed hero too. I think a flawed hero is great. I think seeing someone like learn from their mistakes and get better is really compelling storytelling. She's just all flaws, and then every once in a while, after she gets all of her friends killed, taps into big power that makes it go boom.
She is the juggernaut. Yeah, she comes at the end. She does have a MacGuffin thing.
Yes.
See, okay, now this is a little bit
I feel better about that.
Downside of the episodes we had you watch, because jumping from the beginning to the episodes where she cries about her friends dying and says, I don't want to do this, and then eventually comes through, is you miss a lot of her stepping up. I mean, she defeats the monster. Here's some trivia for you. I don't have the exact figure, but there's like 200 episodes of Sailor Moon. My guess, I would estimate there are maybe 5 maximum in which Sailor Moon does not kill the villain or the monster. Because even in the spotlight episodes about each of the scouts where they get to be doing the emotional growth, they don't get to kill the monsters. They get to do an attack that's awesome, and then Sailor Moon has to do the finishing move because she's the hero always.
Sure.
Doesn't that sound... Sorry, go ahead.
I agree. I think there's a couple. There may be a few more where she doesn't, but I know what you're saying. The majority, she is the one that does it. But there also could be an argument to like, is she the one that does it because that's her job, or is it because she's awesome?
I think it's her powers that
I think it's a combo, and that's again why I have like a love-hate thing. It's not that she's definitely not my favorite at all, but I don't hate her like I hate Chibi. So I don't know. I keep hating on her, but I don't care. She's the worst.
She's the worst. I literally had a hate shrine website for her when I was in high school.
Like, why would anyone want to have a season about her? She sucks.
She sucks.
God damn it.
Whereas so in fact, you mentioned Sailor Mars being your favorite of the Inner Senshi.
Yeah.
Sailor Mars is my least favorite of the Inner Senshi.
Why?
Because she's so mean to Sailor Moon all the time.
Oh, she needs to check her.
Jordan, you need to grow up. Like she is there to kind of check her. Yeah, she's the only one like saying,
Mars
hey, straight up.
Mars is the litmus test of everyone else. Like, bitch, suck it up, girl.
You got a job to do and a planet to save.
There's an episode, it might be one of the ones you saw where she
she does smacks
her.
She smacks the shit out of her.
Bitch, yes.
And I
when
loved it.
When she does it, I'm like, huh? Like, I love it so much because I'm like, I want to do it.
Because if you're a hero, your job is, hey, put your personal shit aside and save the planet. That you're a superhero. And Mars gets that.
Totally. But the thing that makes Sailor Moon the most powerful hero is her... Again, I know you just said this was cheesy, but her power of love and friendship, and the fact that she cares.
Throw these headphones again.
The fact that she cares so much about her friends. That's why she doesn't. She's like, I'm not willing to let you die for me, and she has to, but she's not willing to because she loves them too much.
She has the most humanity out of all of them. I think they have, especially when we get later to the Outer Senshi, they kind of are on a mission, and they're like, nah, dude, kill her. Screw it. Like, they don't care. They're kind of cold, but they're also like, they do have feelings, but they're also calculated. And so, it is nice to see her and them juxtaposed because it's nice to see people that, you're like, oh dude, yeah, they're like ultimate like warriors. They're like, fuck it. We got to do it. Save the world. Screw it.
They're X-Force.
Yeah. They're like, sell my soul to the devil so I can then, be powerful enough to do something later. Like, I'll be bad for a minute, whatever's going on for the greater good.
How many sailors are there total?
Zillions, but that you actually focus on in the show, 12?
I mean, yeah, because you've got Sailor Mars, Venus, you got the main ones, and then you've got the outers, which are just 4.
So there's 5.
Right? That's 9.
5 inner, 4 outer, and then 3 Sailor Stars.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. Okay.
But then in the last season, you find out there's a bunch. There's one called Sailor Iron Mouse.
Yes.
There's a lot of random ones.
I've never been sold on a Sailor Moon character faster.
She's amazing. I love her. I love Sailor Tin Cat. I love them so much. I love that season 5 is just basically LSD. Season
It's
5
bananas.
completely takes so it's good because it kind of redeems itself from the 4th one where you were just like, oh, shut up. And
You know what?
The 5th one is just like, it like takes some acid and this is crazy.
Now there is another thing that we should mention. Now you mentioned that you're battling against nostalgia, that you're a person who doesn't have nostalgia for it, and we obviously do have a lot of nostalgia for it. And that is, I got to admit, a huge part of it. But if we're going to mention that, I feel like it is important to mention this show is also important to a lot of people because it was one of the first places that they saw LGBT ideas reflected in popular media.
I heard about this, and I saw a little hint of it in the movie, and also like, isn't there like 2 sailors that are a couple? Which
my favorite one is Sailor Neptune. She's my ultimate favorite. I love her. But Sailor Uranus and her are a couple, and they're like one of the best relationships on the show by far.
And they're the outer senshi.
Yeah,
they are some of the outer senshi,
and they're
there
totally
were also
lesbians.
gay men.
It's like not even a question.
Yeah.
There was also a gay male couple of bad guys in the first season and again, in the original dub back in the 90s, they changed all of these things for America. So they turned one of the 2 dudes into a woman.
Yeah.
And they took the 2 Sailor Scouts who were a couple.
They made them cousins.
They were cousins, yes.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
But all of the like hardcore fans, we were all over the internet going like, wait, what's really going on? And
yeah, we're like, wait a minute, I shipped them and they're cousins. How dare they?
And that is a big deal as well. Like the fact that those were even through heavy American censorship, those ideas were coming through and getting into people's minds, and that was really potent for people.
And you guys will not get me to knock the impact of Sailor Moon once. Like I understand it's a cultural staple. I understand how inspirational and how much we have now because of it. I'm not about to knock its legacy at all. I know I play up being a little bit of a shit on this show, but I'm not an idiot. But like, I guess what's really dragging for me for it is like Usagi is a tough character to get behind, especially with dialogue. Like in episode 46, I wrote this down, when she loses all of her memory and then her friend's like, what if that guy over there is your soulmate? She was like, I know exactly what my dream guy looks like. ... Even though I don't know what he looks like yet, it is word for word that. And I oh my God, I almost ate my television.
Yeah, she's very stream of conscious, but I also think, and maybe this is a cop-out, but I feel like a lot of that's dubbing stuff too.
All right, fair.
Because there's sometimes when she does...
She says a lot of dumb stuff. Because again, you did see the first episode where she gets like a 30-something on a test or something. Yeah. And that's not weird Japanese scoring. That's out of 100.
No, she don't on the books. Yeah, she not doing well on the books. Yeah, I think some of it is a translation thing, but I also, she does. I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but yet I'm happy that she is, I don't know, like, again, there's just like this love-hate thing about her, and it kind of keeps me watching because I kind of sometimes enjoy her kind of fucking up and getting slapped for it.
It was cathartic for me as an audience.
And I enjoy that there's characters that come out and say the shit you want to say to her sometimes. And it is kind of fun to watch. But again, and Jordan said this earlier, she does get a lot better at her job as the show goes on.
And that intrigues me. Like, I think I'd like to see her.
But she's still her. She still has her moments where you're like, bitch. But she goes a long way. And it's actually a lot more few and far between where you're even questioning what's going on. She makes some tough decisions too, especially in the 3rd season. And then again in the 5th season, there's like this whole revelation about what's going on.
Where did the movie fall in timeline wise?
Complicated because they did a movie every season for, I think the middle 3 seasons. Yeah. And they take place like vaguely during the season they're named after. Because the seasons are called Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S.
It's always named
Sailor
after
Moon
the season it is.
Supers, and then Sailor Stars.
Yeah.
It takes place somewhere in Sailor Moon R, but
R is season 3?
Two.
Gotcha.
But it's almost impossible to tell you where.
That's fine. That's fine. Like I get that with anime a lot whenever they do
It's almost
movies.
like when it was released, you can see like the date it was released, and they sometimes would throw it out there like kind of in the middle of the season because people were watching the show. They wanted to see more and what it would be like to have a longer thing instead of something episodic.
Yeah, like that I take with a grain of salt. That's fine.
Sure.
But again, I'm so sad that you didn't like the ending of Sailor Moon R, because that ending to me was just so good because again, yes, they all are thinking about how her friendship helped them and saved them and brought them together, but also even the bad guy is like, this girl even cares about me, and I'm a piece of shit who's trying to steal her boyfriend.
He's totally trying to steal her boyfriend. Maybe
it's just because like I've seen that kind of story before, and like it didn't surprise me at all. It didn't strike me as new or anything. So fair.
Sure.
The last question I have for you guys, like, nostalgia aside, if you can answer this question, nostalgia aside, what is compelling about this show? What can how aside from this bonkers story, which I'll admit has me intrigued, what is compelling?
I mean, so you mentioned that I'm an editor at Marvel. I've loved superheroes my entire life, and to me, the thing that I love about superheroes is the core idea of the difficulty of doing what's right. And so Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time, 100 million %. And I've said before, and I'll say again, Spider-Man is my religion. Like everything that people say they get out of religion, I get out of Spider-Man. And
I totally get that. Yeah. You learn a lot of life lessons. You put other people first. You be nice to people even when they're mean.
And he's not the popular, amazing guy from the get-go. He has to work at it.
And doing the right thing almost always hurts him.
Yes.
He always has to do the right thing, even though it will ruin things for him, even though personally it's going to be hard, it's going to be painful. And I feel like that happens a lot in Sailor Moon as well. Yeah. There's a lot that they have to give up and that they have to come to terms with in order to do what needs to be done. And I think that's really enviable, and at the same time as that bigger story is happening, I just kind of fall in love with all the characters. And the reason I don't mind the filler episodes that some people get really upset about is that a lot of times the filler episodes just reveal some fun bits of character, and you get to see the Scouts in ridiculous situations that I have a good time seeing.
One of my favorite episodes is the one with the big fat cat.
Oh, that is
literally one of my favorite episodes.
That's the only other episode cat. I almost said we have to make Aaron watch it, but then I was like, I don't know. You should watch this one episode. Here's the pitch.
Yeah.
There are these rainbow crystals that have been hidden inside of people, and the people they're hidden inside of are reborn monsters from back in the Moon Kingdom.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so they're seeking them out, and one is in this one dude, and one is in this other dude, and one is in this other person. And then there's an episode where one of the crystals is in a big
just randomly ends up in a cat.
A big fat cat named Rhett Butler, who does not talk, but totally has the hots for Luna.
Wait, hold on. Rhett Butler?
Yeah.
Yes. And he falls in love with Luna.
Yeah.
And it becomes this weird Luna-centric episode.
It's awesome.
It is the funniest episode of the whole series.
I love it. It's weird as shit.
I am agog. What season is this?
This is the first season.
Season 1.
Yeah. Because the crystals then form to create the silver crystal. So they have to find each of the 6.
Yeah.
So the crystals not only make them, there are monsters in them, but it makes the people that end up with the crystals have these abilities that are a little bit more, not inhuman, but superhuman in a way.
Hey, tiny aside that has to do with that. One of the people who is secretly a monster reborn is Sailor Mars' grandfather, which is why I believe the reason she's psychic is because she's 1/4 monster.
Oh,
that makes her even awesomer. I love her.
I mean, she's a rich character.
Her.
She and Jupiter struck me as
so
two of the
cool. She sees dead people.
Yeah, she and Jupiter struck me as of the characters I met, the two deepest or most developed and intricate characters. I liked them instantly.
And I guess that's my biggest strength is the characters. Like not just the characters, but like the lore surrounding them. I love the idea of death and rebirth. And this show, although, like you said, they're dead, but they're not. Later, it's it's a little more intense, and it feels like they're really gone at times. And there's a lot. I just love how they handle it. And I think that's not just dealing with like what girls are worried about or what people that are young are worried about. It does really make you think about life and death. And I know when I saw it when I was really young, it was one of the first shows that really made me think about choices, family, where will I go? What's my future? It just really made me think about these like pillars of life that you have to worry about later. And actually being older and seeing them again gives me more clarity as well.
Okay. All right. Well, so wrap things up.
Do you want to know how it ends?
Yeah.
She becomes the God Queen of the universe.
Gaba?
Sailor Galaxia is basically chaos. It's all the evil that has ever been. So you find out that all these villains, the entire show, have because of Sailor Galaxia. Because she was fighting chaos and she was the strongest sailor soldier in the history. She's gorgeous. She's got like red fiery hair and she's dope as hell. And she fights and chaos comes into her body and she becomes the ultimate villain. And that's why in the 5th season, you find out there's so many sailors from all over the universe and there's so much more involved.
Are they all dressed the same way?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Like Tin Mouse and is it no
Iron Mouse?
Iron Mouse, Tin Cat. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's just all these interesting sailors or soldiers that all have their own little backstory and their own little thing about them.
All right. So
and also there's is it sex changing people? But that's later.
There are sex change people. But then basically the quick version is Usagi beats them and becomes the queen of everything and makes it so everyone lives forever and she's the queen of the future. Yeah.
So she creates immortality and overpopulation on Earth.
I would assume you just don't have children anymore.
Yeah.
But sure.
Like vampires.
That's sad.
Well, it's a wonderful, happy world.
You'll see. I mean, maybe you won't. But, and you also find out.
Stop saying bad things about her. She's going to be your queen.
She's awesome. And then you also find out that, well, should I say what about Adarian or Mamoru about the 5th season? He's been dead the whole season.
What?
He won't call her back, and she's upset, and she's like, "What's going on?" And there's another love interest that appears, who I love. I love Seiya so much, but another he's like the Spike of like Buffy.
He died?
He's dead.
But he comes back.
Yeah, but he's dead. Essentially, he is dead. His soul crystal's out of his body. He's straight up dead, and that's why he won't return her. She thinks he says, "I'm going to go to another country to study abroad," and he never calls her again the whole 5th season.
And the
so
show is 5 seasons, so he comes back at the end.
He comes back at the end, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But it's really good.
Well, I will tell you this. The question was whether or not, nostalgia aside, I, as a 30-year-old man, could get into this show.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stupid bullshit about this show. And a lot of it I give granted due to the time it came out and, anime, blah, 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 blah. This story intrigues me. I'm interested in this story. I'm very curious about it. So I could see myself reading Wikipedia for all of it, but then maybe actually watching starting from like the 3rd season and skipping the 4th and skipping the 5th. So nostalgia aside, you have intrigued me to this show.
Yeah.
So if I started at a -5, if I'm being honest with myself, you've gotten me to a +1. A part of it is hate watch. Don't get like big asterisk.
You're
part of it's hate
watching
watch,
it.
but I can find some enjoyment in this bonkers story.
Yes.
And
also Jupiter and Mars seem kick ass, and I'd like to meet these
the outer sense. You're going to be like,
yeah.
They're the best.
I'd like to see more characters that make some goddamn sense.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something strange. So we mentioned my podcast Sailor Business. I have heard from multiple people, and this always weirds me out, but I'm very happy about it, who have said, I don't watch Sailor Moon. I just listen to your podcast where you recap it. We do go through everything that happens in every episode. We do like hour-long episodes about this 20-minute show. minimum hour long. But yeah, apparently
and yet
there are
yours
people who
moves
just follow through
faster.
that. It probably does. It probably does.
There's
We
no
get distracted a
transforming.
lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Speaking of Sailor business, hey, Jordan, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Absolutely. Sailor Business, if you go to sailorbusiness.com or on Twitter at Sailor Business, you can check out that podcast. We're about, at this point, we're more than 150 episodes into the 200 episode run. We've had a great time doing it. And again, it's been super fun. We're happy to have more listeners at all times. You can follow me on Twitter at Crackshot with a 0 instead of an O. And I am the editor of most of the X-Men books right now, as well as some of the Cosmic line of Marvel Comics, if you want to check out what I do in my day job.
Damn, Jordan.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm
You dope, man.
also, it should be noted that Jordan makes several appearances in lots of Marvel comics, like Deadpool. You've shown up in Deadpool at least 3 times. Yeah,
way more than that.
way more. Yeah.
My most recent appearance is in Extermination #1. I'm an anti-mutant bigot who's protesting mutants. I get hit in the head with a chunk of ice that
How
Iceman throws.
dare you?
Oh, awesome!
Phenomenal.
You're living the dream, Sarah. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, heck yeah. Hi. So yes, I developed a TV pilot. It's a comedy pilot. It's called Riding the D with Dr. Seeds. It's about a non-licensed psychiatrist who rides the D train in New York City and tries to fix people. We did make a web series that went somewhat viral, and now we've created a half-hour pilot that we're pitching, and we just got invited to come to the ITV Fest, which is sponsored by HBO, and we already have a bunch of big meetings lined up. Super excited.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and
It's one of the first things I made under my company. So it's so awesome to be able to create something that's really bonkers, but has a really great message about mental health, about society as a whole, and living under the ground where the trains are and the mole people.
and as somebody who both rides the D and is a mole person, I thank you for the representation.
You're welcome. And then I booked a movie called Sarah Q, and it's premiering later this month as our red carpet premiere, and it's about an acting school, and all the Sopranos dudes are in it. And it's my latest movie coming out. It's called Sarah Q, and you can follow me on all social media. It's always just Sarah Seeds. I got it before anyone else did.
Nice. And just for the listener, how do you spell Sarah?
Oh, sorry. Yes, with an H. SARAHSEEDS.
The way God intended.
Yeah, the way Jesus wanted it.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Speaking of mental health, I would like to plug You Are Not Alone, an uplifting show about depression every month. The next one is this Sunday, the 9th at 6 p.m. here at the Magnet Theater. Also go to magnettheater.com for classes and shows and improv and sketch and just all these wonderful things. Also, I was recently on an episode of the podcast Famous Dead People, where I played Elliot Ness, and I was interviewed alongside Vincent Van Gogh. Or Van Gogh. And it was so much fun. I highly recommend checking it out. Also, okay. This episode comes out this Thursday. Tonight, at the Magnet Theater, I am doing my first live episode of Don't Mind If I Don't. And it is my first full -10. I am doing spiders. I've got 2 people from the American Museum of Natural History coming. They are bringing spiders.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great.
Nope.
It is tonight.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to hold on.
No.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, why are you
Because
doing
I'm
this?
trying to be a better person.
What's the next one? You try heroin and see what happens? It's not going to work out, dude.
That's a good idea for the 100th.
I'm so cold now. It's no, he's never going to be the same. I mean, Godspeed, friend.
If this show if this goes on for like 400 episodes, eventually I'm going to have to do heroin, right?
I mean, that usually is where it ends up.
Right? Yeah, you know what? And if you like
that or mime, being a mime.
No, I don't mind so much. I do object work as an improviser.
Okay, so never
it's
mind
like,
then.
Yeah.
I take back the mime.
Everyone take back the mime. If you like this episode, or if you really love Sailor Moon, the best way to get me to love Sailor Moon is by sharing this show. Use the tag Don't Mind Podcast. It's that on all the stuff. Or you can follow me personally at Hey, it's Aaron Gold, also on all the stuff. And if you share this episode and tag it and I see it, I will say something that I like about you on the podcast. Aww. Because I like you.
Every time it's shared, a Sailor Senshi gets her pen.
You look like you felt guilty saying that.
I did. And I don't care. Don't edit it out.
I won't. It stays. Sarah, Jordan, thank you guys so much for doing this. Oh my God, I can't believe I've talked about Sailor Moon now for an hour and 15 minutes. I might edit this episode down. I probably won't.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Guys,
I love it.
Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, audience, keep on minding. But with your love and your heart and heart powers, go!